Hi, everybody. Welcome to, we couldn't find somebody to hold the microphone, so bear with us. Welcome to Podception 122. I forgot my numbers. Every time. I hope you're ready for an awesome episode tonight. What's happening is we're talking to Sylvia Wells, and she is going to be telling us all about her amazing cookies. You should get some. They are amazing. And are you aware at what's happening on Podception? Hang on, wait.
Sure.
Let me do this the right way.
Well, sure. Podception is talking about voting, whether it works or not. Tune in to see what these guys think about that.
This is super awkward. You guys are ready for tonight's episode. We had a lot of fun making it. Get some popcorn, get some candy, maybe a blanket or two, snuggle up with that lady or guy friend that you spend most of your time with, and enjoy.
Do all that what he says and enjoy.
Hi, thank you for joining us here on What's Happening Now. Tonight we have a very special, delicious cookie episode for you. We will be joining Sylvia, and she will be telling us all about her butter cookies. I hope you enjoyed our last baking episode because this one will make you running for cookies. Rod?
Tell us, Sylvia, how did you get started with baking?
Well, my cookies originated from my elementary school that I attended. When I was in kindergarten, I remember my homemade butter cookies being baked at the elementary school that I attended.
Okay.
I remember going on our way to the lunchroom in the halls as a kid. I would smell these cookies in the hallway, and I couldn't wait to get to lunch to buy some. So that's where they came from.
Oh, yeah. It's all right. So how did you get started with the business?
Well, about 7-8 years ago, one of my aunts from Chicago, she came up to visit, and she baked me and my kids some cookies. And the smell of the cookies reminded me of being a kid. And so I said, oh my goodness, are those the cookies that I remember as when I was in kindergarten? And she said, baby, yes they are. And I asked her, could I have the recipe? At that time, I didn't know I was going to business. Shortly after that, I decided to go to school for business. And still didn't know I was going to do this as a business, but something kept bringing me back to it.
So now that the holidays are approaching, you'll be real busy, huh?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking forward to providing my cookies for families, for events, or whoever would like to have a platter of Sylvia's homemade butter cookies.
Okay. All right. So do you have any other baked goods available?
I don't, but I do have a vision. My vision is to have a storefront.
Okay.
And I like to incorporate a few different unique recipes, which will be Sylvia's homemade butter cookie cheesecake, Sylvia's homemade butter cookie peach cobbler. So I'm looking forward to incorporating those things eventually. I also do peanut butter cookies as well.
Okay.
For now.
All right. So how can people contact you if they wanted to purchase some of your cookies?
They can find me on Facebook. You go to Sylvia's Homemade Butter Cookies on Facebook, and you'll see my delicious cookies here. A picture of them, and you'll see my contact information as well. And that's pretty much where you can contact me at.
Okay.
Or you can contact me via email, which is sylviascookies@gmail.com.
Okay. Thank you for watching What's Happening Now. We were interviewing Sylvia Wells, and she's the owner of Sylvia's Homemade Butter Cookies. Thank you once again for having us, Sylvia.
You're welcome, Rod. Thank you.
Another nice place to visit right here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. See you next week.
This episode of Podception, voting. Does it still work? So voting, does it still work? Andrew.
Oh boy, on the spot. Okay.
Take it away.
Does it still work?
And any other thoughts?
Yeah, I'm just
sure. But
I guess Technically speaking, yes. Like as far as like numbers and stuff go, you know, on the very basic level, yeah, it works because you know just the way it's set up.
Votes come in for certain people. Some people win, some people lose.
Yeah.
And now people are elected and other people.
So clerically,
Yeah,
it works.
on that very base level,
Yeah.
it does work.
Yeah.
Now, in my personal opinion, the way it is nowadays, as far as politics and that stuff goes, I feel as if people are just voting for the lesser of two evils. For the most part. Like, there hasn't been anyone that's come along in quite a while that I'm like, wow, I'm really impressed with this person, like what they're trying to do, where they're trying to push, whatever, you know, whatever they're running for, where they're trying to go with it. So yeah, what do you think about it, Luke?
Yeah, it's the clerical side of it. It works pretty well, but getting the actual people that are worthy, essentially, you don't really find that anymore. So yeah, it is kind of the lesser of two evils. And then the other thing is that it's a two-party system, really. Regardless of how many other parties there is, they get kind of just pushed aside. Like I remember last presidential election, even there was a libertarian candidate who, on all the like circuits for like interviews, was just blowing stuff out of the water.
Ron Paul.
Not
Ron Paul?
No,
No,
somebody
he was
else,
actually Republican.
Yeah, I don't remember the guy's
Ticket,
name,
yeah.
but he was on the ticket for it, but he couldn't get in the debates. He actually was petitioning them to let him in the debates, and they
Right.
said, "No, we don't have time for you."
Right.
And they pushed him out because they thought that having 3 people debating
Right.
was too
Somehow
much,
that's a problem.
which I find to be total nonsense to begin with.
Sidebar, I did find out that the former heads of the Republican and Democratic is it conventions or parties run, like they're in charge of basically determining who gets into debates. Ralph Nader couldn't get in. He got arrested trying to get into that was back in even I think in the late 90s. As far as voting, I guess the reason I did the open that way is because I feel like I did not vote today, guys. I'm gonna come correct. Didn't vote today for the first time in a long time. The last couple times I voted, I kind of felt like a chump and a sucker, and they give you a sticker and say like we're 7, and you put it on, and it's just like.
I don't even get stickers.
Okay, I mean that's a big motivation for people. It's got the stars and stripes, all that. It's funny, like from the position of the rulers, it works very well because they know no matter what, like you were saying, there's 2 parties. And everybody knows money determines who those 2 candidates will be. And if we're just voting for one or the other, it's not even the lesser of 2 evils anymore. It's like literally we're voting for no chance.
You're voting for a spoon-fed
Whether it's a Democrat or a Republican, the status quo, money in politics, structure, hierarchy where, corporations seem to rule and people, actual humans, have less and less a say, less and less a quality of life, less and less expectation for any kind of living wage. I don't know what we're doing. So to me, from our standpoint, I don't think voting does work. And I think it's interesting because they always go like, so-and-so won with 52% of the vote.
Yeah.
But what they're not saying is 58% of all possible voters voted.
Yeah.
So that's a whole, right? So if you look at the population, let's say 60% of the people vote. One candidate got 52% of 60%. So that's 30% of the vote.
Yeah.
Now, why aren't people voting? For me, I just feel like it's useless and we need to come up with other ways. Having more parties,
Yeah.
I think, would be something
Especially if
that
they
could help.
gave the right amount of airtime to them too. Because when the only airtime you're getting is random interviews on like the Daily Show, and that's like it.
Yeah.
Something's wrong there.
Yeah, so in the sense of fairness, no, it doesn't work at all.
No.
Right.
Because there's, like you guys said, there's the 2 major parties. They're getting all the airtime, all the big stuff to make themselves look good, while the other small guys, there's nothing they can even do. They don't
Yeah.
stand a fighting
Yeah,
chance.
I don't even think they can get in anymore because you
Yeah.
need X million.
It's
I
become
believe.
a like weird social economical like meta where originally politics was supposed to be like philosophers, scientists, known
Right.
leaders.
Right.
We're supposed to be people that were supposed to be candidates.
Thinking men.
Yeah, it's supposed to be
That was
people
the
that
story
would actually.
anyway.
Yeah,
I
it's supposed to
wonder
be
if we
people
ever
could
had
actually
that.
work.
I wonder if we've ever had that because the more I dig down, and this is where Noam Chomsky comes in, kids, Noam Chomsky, find him, he's magic. Yeah, he talks about the preamble to the Constitution, we the people.
Well, it's even,
He's like there was 55 guys,
Yeah.
white, wealthy, landowning, many slave owning people. They weren't talking about everybody. They were talking about we the people. That small group of people. And
Yeah.
that is something through
Well, it's
history I think that has stayed the same. So I keep wondering, the more I dig in, I'm like, was it ever this fairy tale? Like was this whole the way we talk about our founding was it ever really
even more.
I kind of doubt it.
I do too. The more I kind of doubt it. Today's topic, gentlemen.
Telemarketer.
What?
Yep.
Telemarketers, Luke, go.
They're annoying.
Shut up.
Why do they do it?
They still contact you on your cell phones.
Why is that still a job?
How is that a job? Now they have robots doing it.
Now they have a mix of robots and an actual person.
Message to the robots. Shut up.
Stop, telemarketers. Don't do it.
They become self-aware, apparently.
How do they make money doing that?
I don't know. Is this...
Oh, that is it. Boom.
Podception, TCweekly.
We had an entire episode to find somebody to hold the microphone, and we just stood here.
That's okay.
We just stood here.
Yeah. We're getting the job done, though.
I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll be here again next week with another edition of What's Happening Now and Podception.
Tune in next week. I hope you enjoyed the show and hope it was enlightening for you. Did you learn anything about voting? And what about those butter cookies? Weren't they delicious?
Did you order like 12 of them while the episode was going on? Because that's what you were supposed to do. If not, watch the episode again and order 12.
See you next week.
Good night, everybody.